We are back. We have new members, we have returning members, but to bring us up to speed, Hand Duke of Matria, you're on the road to Harberawn. Bring us up to speed.
Well, when we started off, we were walking through the woods on our way to Mist Lake to meet up with the gnomes for various reasons. When we encountered some foul creatures in the forest, which we'll come back to later, eventually we found that Mist Lake was, as its name says, completely covered in mist, where we found the gnomes who were defending their forest home from the Asperians, who were setting siege to their fortification. We eventually were besieged long enough until they broke a dam, and the entire contents of the dam splashed across and destroyed the gnome fortress. A great battle ensued, and the Asperionians were rejected from the area, whilst the great heroes discovered a helpless, enchained, enslaved Olazana under the waters of Mist Lake. When the gnomes died, they turned into undead gnomes, and we thusly set forth destroying them one by one. And we noticed that the gnomes had not attacked the Asperionians or us. It was a neutral force, you would say. So there's certain conclusions that must be made from this, and we are seeking those answers. We had found communications between various factions that described the burning of the forest, the rib splitter, the very destruction of the land seems to be at hand. So we discovered that in Harberawn, the rib splitter resides. So we had thusly made our way to Harberawn in search of answers and to gain intelligence in a war that seems to surely be coming. Currently, we are camped on the outskirts of Harberawn in a secure location, well hidden from any bandits or brigands. And we seek to make plans as to how to figure out and how to, shall we say, very smoothly enter into Harberawn, which is known for its draconian laws and severe punishments. This is the challenge that is before us. And I wish you all to speak up and please fill in any gaps I may have missed.
I think you did great, Handuk.
Yeah, you did well.
The college is full of jerks. Also, we lost. Also, no one should ever hire us as bodyguards. We're 0 for 2 at that job.
Yeah, Escort College. Yeah, I'm with you. So what are our goals? My goal is Escort is my ancestral homeland. I would get it back. Olazana, I will make a deal with you that I'll help you get your homeland back if you help me get my homeland back.
Dope, easy deal.
Neither one of us want the forest destroyed.
The people need to return to the homeland for sure. It looks like we're running out of time because stupid jerk humans from this continent are eyeing it up, sizing it,
No, that's just the Matrians.
No, it's Harberawn. Remember?
Yeah, it's not everybody.
The letter says Harberawn's trying to invade the forest.
Yeah, actually, Harberawn is accused of wanting to burn the forest down. I mean, at least you could use that organic material to grow more food.
I kind of like the border.
Perhaps between the Matrians and the people of the forest, we could come up with some sort of compromise in which the Matrians are fed by the fruits of the very forest. And given the bounty of the land of the forest, that should be quite generous.
However, the taint still lays over the forest. There's not that much of a bounty. The forest was once immeasurably more lush, and now your people in the taint have
What
caused it to
taint?
be all but a wasteland.
A taint?
The taint Sylvanas. Do your people truly not know about this?
No.
This is a thing that all children know about. Sylvanas's actions cursed that forest. That's why the people had to leave.
Hmm. Well, I mean, maybe burning the forest down would be good then.
No, it is time for the people to return and reclaim the forest and cleanse it of the taint.
Well, if your people can cleanse it of the taint, then that is probably better than burning the forest down. Because when I think of a forest, I think of a place that is filled with animals and creeks and all sorts of birds, even fish.
Such was the homeland once.
And
Again.
you could share those fish with us in Matria.
I didn't think you guys ate fish. I thought you guys were all a bunch of berry eaters,
No,
corn growers.
we eat almost anything we can get. There's so many of us. Let me ask you, what are we going to do here in Harberawn?
We need to find this lady who plans on invading the forest and figure out how to stop her.
You know her name was Rib Splitter.
And
I don't want my ribs split.
And we gotta go in with a light tread because she is a straight up queen named Rib Splitter.
Also, I want to welcome Tick to the party with most open
have we met Tick
arms. Maybe.
You've met
I
Tick
guess.
on the road to Harberawn. You've noticed more and more traffic on the road. One of the reasons it's safe is because there is quite a bit of traffic. Carts, horses, individuals, a lot of people carrying supplies, all sorts of things from wood to stone. You've seen livestock, being brought into the region. You're a couple of miles outside of anything that would look like a town, but you come across Tick on the road.
Oh, after a couple of days of being able to ransack this this carriage we have, are we able to find anything other than all different kinds of clothes?
Yes. You do. You find a journal. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and keep talking about your goals, and I will read you the journal.
Jorge, did you hear about the college that we saw? They're building a new college back down the road.
Yeah, that's my ancestral estate. I'm not very happy about that.
Sometimes my memory comes and goes, and it's the nature of my construction. But that's quite interesting.
There were no books there, though, so I don't think you'd have liked it very much.
Oh, well, doesn't sound much
Apparently,
Well,
they,
looks
of a
of
place
it,
of learning.
by the looks of it or feel of it, it seems more like an old Vermin college, you know, a street gang.
I mean, it looks like they're going to put books there. Eventually, there were shelves. They were just empty.
Yeah,
Tick,
I'd hate
have you
to see
met Jorge?
when the frat boys show up.
Jorge,
Is
have
she
you
on
met-
mute?
Jorge, do you know Tick? Did you meet her?
Oh,
I was
I've
muted.
spoken up.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
And use what?
So what are we going to do when we get there? Are we going to turn this carriage in since it's not our property?
I'm pretty sure it's my property now.
I'm pretty sure that if we're going somewhere where they'll cut your hand off for stealing, that we might just want to ransack everything out of it and just turn it in.
Did you see a title in there somewhere? Is there a sigil of ownership anywhere that we can just like replace?
Look, dude, I don't care what we get out of it. I just don't want it. I'd rather just turn it in. And it seems like some dirty dealings happen with the boss in it.
All right,
So-
here's the journal. This is going to take a little bit to read, so bear with me, but take notes. I loved Maingard from the first time I saw him. It wasn't the music that made me fall for him. It was his fingers. And as I watched him play the mandolin, I recognized the countless hours of practice, repetition, and work it took to gain such a deft touch and skill. It was the same work and effort I had to undertake to hone my skills, but he had used it for a different purpose. Where my life and training was spent devoted to learning how to take what I wanted, Maingard had learned to use the same skills to convince others to willingly give him what he wanted. People took joy in filling his jar with coin and walked away feeling inspired by him. Those precious few who ever realized I had taken from them instead felt betrayed and embittered. He sang at the Mounted Mule when I met him, a tavern that had been my favorite in all the land. Before the light of his touch and music laid bare its true nature. Where I had once relished in the dark corners of the pub, I now considered it so far beneath him that it made me despise the entire place for having forced him there. This man should be playing for king and queen, not drunkards, degenerates, and denizens of filth. By the second night seeing him perform, I decided to give myself to him and take him for myself. It all made too much sense. The symbiosis. Our natures were too complementary. I would take him and help him on to greater heights. It was that night that I observed that he was not alone, but with young wife and infant child. This explained his staying here, but when I looked in his eyes as she approached, I did not see love and affection. I saw in his eyes fatigue and responsibility that he had never wanted. I would wait to introduce myself until after he was free, I decided. It's surprisingly easy to get your hands on a wench's maid outfit. I'd rented a small room in a boarding house across the street from the Mounted Mule. The next night, while he performed, I slipped into the outfit, grabbed a flagon of milk on my way up to their room above the tavern. She was pleasant enough, and she answered the door. Although stressed and tired from the baby, she did not question the delivery of milk and took it and shut the door behind her without so much as a thank you. Now, I'm not a cruel person. Thistle sting is the gentlest of poisons. It doesn't cause pain, vomiting, or any of the dire effects of other toxins. It causes a gentle sleepiness and then a slowing and a stopping of breath. She did not deserve to suffer. I had no reason to be cruel. The next morning, from my open window across the street, I heard the scream. I came out onto the street to find him begging for a matron cleric. For the first time, I met his eyes and I talked to him. His voice in conversation was as smooth as his singing voice. It was like a sticky wash over my ears to feel his voice finally directed at me. The tension that he was feeling about his wife and child was understandable. I knew in time he would be happy again. When the necessities were over and the sanitation crew had left, I talked to him. He was unable to perform that night, so I suggested a ride in the country for a few days might help. I told him I would be his guide. He agreed. For the next 3 glorious weeks, we roamed the land, exploring by day and talking by night. Finally, we came across an abandoned mansion near Escor Pass and decided it would be the perfect home. When the renovations are complete, our mountain retreat will be a haven for artists and philosophers and dreamers like me. It was in this mansion where we found the Book of Epic Wonders. The book is ancient and a written guide to epic artifacts. And once our home is established, he has promised me that we will spend our days questing for these items of great power. I know I wouldn't fail him. I never have, and I never will. I've taken him for my own, and I've given myself to him. The end.
So they just found my house and got my book. And who does this journal belong to?
Doesn't say. You found it in the carriage, among the clothes.
Anything else we found?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Yeah, I think I got my focus pretty much going now.
Very interested in that guide of legendary items.
What was that?
I'm very interested in that guide of legendary items.
You help me get it back, and we can go look for some.
Consider that a deal. But we don't have any idea who wrote this journal?
Well, it was found in the cart of the boss. The cart of the boss who Mortifer was bodyguarding. Who, strangely enough, ran off the first chance he got. Interestingly. Does this tale of love, I will call this journal, deal with the College of Escor, which we just passed?
Yes, it does. They just found it and decided to move into my house.
You were from Escor?
Yeah, it's my ancestral homeland.
But the building itself?
Yeah. Don't you think? Why do you think I'm wearing these these opulent clothing. Now, I had to be whisked away. My father was a drunken gambler. I was raised in my cousin's houses. You want to see my scroll of pedigree? Do you not like my nice big fat signet ring?
No, I do not need to see your status symbols. What? Perhaps we should go back to the College of Escort and try to negotiate with this gnome. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it is interesting that this journal was found, and basically the owner perhaps of the journal left when they arrived at Escort College. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, I mean, who was the person when Mr. Penis Noir asked if there was anybody there? Who said yes? That's the boss.
Whoever your boss was.
They're the one that turned on the lights and all hell broke loose.
So this journal was in your boss's cart.
Look at all the clothes.
And there was
There's-
women's clothes, men's clothes.
Just human clothes of all different types and sizes.
Huh.
We're dealing with Varys. Varys the eunuch is coming after us.
I don't know what to make of this.
I feel like Fakes owned several different sets of clothes too. I wonder if this noble is a changeling like Fakes was.
Could be. Are changelings into male musicians?
We might be.
Well, that's kind of freaky. I don't know if I'm all into bestiality like that. You know,
How is that bestiality?
Yeah, you're confusing me.
Interspecies breeding? That's one thing to make a mule from a horse and donkey, but I don't know. You might be able to breed a human and an orc and come up with a great warrior, but I don't know if it's natural.
That doesn't seem a little racist to you?
Why?
I mean, it's literally racist.
It might, yeah, it's quite literally racist. It's not like we all came from wolves. I know we have lapdogs and mastiffs. You know, a dog and a wolf will try to kill each other.
Why don't you guys try to organize your thoughts? I think you're displaying your patented meandering as a group right now.
Yeah.
All right. So let's burn the carriage and take this journal. I'm down with that because I feel very betrayed now.
Tick, you said you were a changeling. Do you want these clothes?
Actually, yes, I think they would fit into my suitcase and work really well along the way for our journey.
Oh, watch out. If the owner of clothes sees you, Varys might blow some darts at you.
So let's get back on the subject here.
So, just for clarity, this is a disguise kit.
All right.
So whoever wrote this note is female.
I mean, that's pretty judgmental of you. It's 2020. It's 2020, bro.
It's really like
It's not 2020.
negative 1,000, man. So this note was written by a woman. We know about a changeling. So in my thinking, this person, whoever wrote this note, is actually found her home at Escort College,
My home.
your former home. This is almost irrelevant to what our mission actually is. This is a love tale that we need not get wrapped up in. We should continue forward into Harberawn, and we should come up with some sort of ruse, because we are certainly to be considered spies. If my truth be told, I am not here to do business nor to sell anything. I am only here to find out information regarding my country's well-being.
I thought we were here to kill the rib splitter so she can't invade the homeland.
Kill
Well-
the rib splitter.
We need to collect information first. I think that I would like to go to a tavern that's frequented by military men and go gambling and pick up information.
This is a good idea. We should perhaps go into the city with some goods of some sort so we can pose as merchants.
What, sell a stolen carriage? That'll get you hanged.
Perhaps we should fill the carriage with some wood or stones, since this is what the we wish to fit in. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to stick out.
Well, all of our liars are here, so that makes sense.
Yes, I'm
Well-
not a good liar.
Being that it's a big city, we just gotta get through the gate.
Let's get through
And-
the gate and then find your bar and tavern.
Can't
If
we
we're-
just be travelers?
Exactly. We need a hot meal. We need a clean bath. We need sleep. We need to get rid of the stolen carriage.
So burn the carriage?
Sure, we'll take what we need.
Or no, we should stash the carriage because this is useful later. We should just hide it.
Well, what if we turned the broken carriage into the wood pieces that we were using to maybe become merchants and use that as a way to get into town? We're
That's-
travelers. We're just looking for a night to sleep. We've got a wagon full of wood here to sell to pay for our night's sleep and a meal in our stomach. And then we just go on about gathering the information we need from there.
Hey, I might have a crowbar,
like
but I
it.
ain't no carpenter.
I like that plan.
No one said you had to be a carpenter, silly. We have a barbarian that appreciates a good hack and slash.
Who's a barbarian here? I'm a member of the people. We're very civilized.
It's just my tiny suggestion, though. You boys do whatever you wish. And lady.
Like, if you want to, sure. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's just better to be a bunch of travelers on the road, but I'll go with the consensus.
I agree. Let's throw some goods in this cart. Let's throw some stones. Let's throw some junk in the back. Let's sully ourselves up a little bit. We don't want to look too clean and prosperous. I'm going to take off my matrian robes and stash my matrian robes, and you'll just see my basic under robes.
Why don't we just say we're clothing merchants and sell the clothes that we don't want?
Let's just be merchants of everything. We have clothes, we got wood, we got dirt, we got stones.
I have a set of scale mail I can throw in.
We're just merchants. We sell anything. We'll sell anything.
I have a lot of non-magical weapons I've collected.
So
Yeah,
a
there we
lot
go.
of rings, poison resist.
And additionally, I think that when we go to the gate, maybe one person should just stay back just in case, and like be
I
able
will
to do
This
a rescue
7
mission.
clothes that we've collected in the carriage.
What was that?
I'll put the 7 short bows we've gotten in the carriage.
Yeah, we're merchants. We'll sell all this stuff.
And also, there's the non-magical short sword and scimitar that used to be coated in poison we can put in there.
That's perfect. And we don't even have to lie because we're really going to sell them.
Okay, you guys come up along the road to where you see a number of carts are stopped waiting. You still don't see a town ahead, but there is a long line of carts ahead of you on the road. Eventually, someone starts walking down. You notice they are there's sort of a bookish type fellow with a couple of bodyguards. He's walking to each cart and he's talking to each one.
Oh, I'm definitely making myself look different.
Go on.
I am going to use my hold on. Alter self. Disguise self. Make myself look like more of a merchanty type person.
Okay.
Definitely not wearing nice clothes, no signet ring. Not as beautiful as I normally look, with my nice combed hair
Wow.
and my well trimmed facial hair.
Anyone else changing?
Yeah, I already took off my Matrian robes.
Right.
I continue to wear just like clothes.
What about the changelings?
We only have one of them now.
I prefer to stay the way that I am. Thank you. Appreciate you for offering, though, sir.
Okay, so the cart in front of you is full of different rugs. These are not ornamental rugs. These are more of the bedroll variety. There's a lot of them, and you hear the person, the bookish fellow, say name, and you hear Abashusha. Purpose, selling bedrolls and rugs. Quantity, 35. And asking price, 5 silver each. We offer 3.5 silver per times 35. So why don't we round it to an even 10 gold pieces? Agree? Disagree? Agree. Okay. Move along. When the carts move, you can enter the city. Then he heads towards you guys. Comes up. Name?
Hi, my name's John Gacy.
Okay. Goods?
We all different kinds of stuff. We're general merchants.
Quantity?
Do you want to take a look? And you can see we got clothes, we got short
Quantity?
bows.
Quantity?
30.
Asking price?
Varies, probably average of 2 gold each.
We don't have time for this. Do you have a bill of materials? Please hand it over.
Do you want us to pull off and make a bill?
Can't do anything with you without a bill of materials.
All right, sir. We'll get in the back of the queue.
So did he have a friend with him, like a guard with him?
Yeah,
A
he's
bill-
got guards.
What?
He needs a bill of sales. We need to go back to the queue and make a bill of sales and try again.
This is all my stuff. Why can't I sell it?
No, don't
No,
argue with them. Let's just
don't
get her
argue.
back and we'll make a bill of sale. It's like it's like Social Security building or something.
We got
All right,
We
he
got
moves
the
on to
stuff.
the next cart behind you.
All right, we quickly make a bill of sales, and I have no idea how much everything costs because I'm kind of a rich kid. So I need Handuke would be good at this. I need Handuke to make a bill of sales. How much
All right,
we're willing to sell everything and stuff like that. He's a city kid. He's got wisdom. Unless
All right,
somebody with intelligence wants to take over.
I can
okay, we have
hand stability
stone,
on somebody.
we have wood, we have weapons, and what are we asking for the short swords? We're gonna say, let's say 10 gold for the short sword.
No, I think they're 5. Hold on, I'm going to bring it up.
All right, we'll give them a discount for 4. How many bows? We have 7 bows.
6.
6 bows. We'll sell them for 1 gold each. We got anything else?
Short
Sure.
bow is 25 gold.
We're gonna sell them for 20 gold each.
But were they offering like a tax to the person who was?
Yeah, it's a tariff.
Then we should lowball. We should lowball our. We don't have to sell these.
Yeah, I don't even
This is
care about
hard
making
work.
money on this. I just want to get in.
Yeah, let's under. If anything, let's undervalue.
Yeah, we'll just let them chintz us down to 0 if we, like, okay, you give me 1 silver piece. All right, you got me.
Or we can give them like 5 short bows or something.
Okay.
Can't we just tell them that our purpose of coming to this town is to drink wine and hang out? It's a city,
It
right?
don't seem like the hanging out sort of. At least this man didn't.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
they
you
don't
guys'
seem real
plan.
friendly.
It's you guys' plan. We've already started.
All right, look, Tick Watchman threw up a killer list real quick. We're going to go off of that, right? Makes total sense. All right, so we go back. We get in queue.
Stone and wood prices on there.
We got our wood prices. We got stone prices, everything.
Okay, he comes back up. Name?
John
I had-
Casey.
Yeah, John Casey.
Goods?
We can show them the list.
Asking price?
So on the list.
We give them the asking price.
What is the asking price?
20 gold piece each for the short bows, 5 gold piece for the scimitar, 5
Only
gold.
one asking price.
Okay, it's 32 gold pieces.
That's
Or
not right.
34 gold pieces.
It's 140 gold pieces.
Yeah, pardon me, 140 gold pieces.
Sorry, he doesn't know how to do math.
You see us doing our abacuses like backwards.
He's not very civilized.
A lot of miscellaneous items here. They'll have to be organized. They'll have to be separated. They'll have to be.
That's what his job is. He's the person that puts things into piles. We can trust him to like match things that look alike and put them into piles, but he's not so good with the numbers.
Who? What?
That guy right there, and I would point at Hendu.
No. 40 gold pieces. Take it or leave it.
I guess we'll just have to take it, mister.
See.
Do we have
I would
40?
like to roll a persuasion on that.
Yeah, somebody do something.
Oh,
But we should take it seriously, no matter what. Like whatever
Let's
he.
go. Persuasion. Good.
21. Well, sir, you see, 40 gold sounds great and all. I was just wondering, there's a few of us, and it might cost a little more for food and meal. Do you think we could maybe go up to 50?
go up to 50. What's your intelligence? How about down to 25?
He looks back. He looks back over the items. 48. See the man. See the man at the gate. He will pay you. Hand him this note, and he scribbles out a note. 48 gold pieces. Puts a little wax seal on it, and closes it up. Hands it to you. and tells you to see the man at the gate.
Thank you, sir. You're very kind. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay. 4 hours later, you finally hit the gate. You see every cart seems to be going through the same process. They get interviewed, they get checked, their goods are checked again at the gate. There seems to be an overseer to make sure that these deals are fair, that there's no skimming, there's no shenanigans.
I'm constantly making myself look like this oof John Gacy.
Okay. So you get in the gate and they hand you 48 gold pieces and they allow you into the city.
Wait, they give us 48? We don't have to pay 48?
They give you 48. They purchase your goods for 48 gold pieces.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, usually when you sell something, people give you money.
I thought this was a tariff.
I thought it was
This is how the Lupus family lost their mansion, by the way.
Now we know why you lost your house to a college.
Okay. So there is a gate. It is think of it less of a city and more like a very, very large, not a strip mine, but like a super large quarry. So where most cities would be surrounded by walls, this has sort of a cliff face around it and then descends down into a quarry that has been mined out over time. People live along the road that circles around down to the bottom of the quarry. And you see various mine entrances, mine shafts coming out of that road, but the road is sort of a descending spiral to the bottom. There is what appears to be a large arena at the very bottom in the middle. And that is the city of Harberawn.
I'm going to turn to Tick and pull out of my pouch the hundreds of gold pieces theoretically and gemstones we have and be like, do you know how to sell these?
Absolutely.
We should go do that while they go talk to whoever they want to talk to.
So do we find any taverns frequented by soldiers? Mr. World?
Not yet. Just give me 1 second.
So I'm going to take our piles of gemstones.
If this is a mining town, it might not be worth as much here as somewhere else where they actually don't pull this stuff out.
Well, it won't hurt to take a look now, will it?
No.
Have to look around to find a tavern.
Who told you about my money, Mortifer? Get out of here. Just
Wait. If anything, that'd be Handuk's money. Because that was collected by, what's his name? Albert Fish. Before they even met you. And then we both died.
yeah, but I have it, so possession's 9/10, right?
It's 9/10 the law.
I don't even notice it gone.
I'm
I
the one
don't even
that
think about it.
stuff when he died, so I have two of these sweet rings as well.
So this is essentially what you look down upon. Again, the road has various camps, tents. Don't think of it as a place with a lot of permanent structures. It is a place with that is very much a working, open pit. There is basically places to rest your head. There are certain sections in the middle of the place where there are merchants and places to get food and water. But yeah, this is essentially what you look down upon as you enter the city.
Does anybody want one of these rings that the Yuan-Ti were wearing before we go into this town?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give one to Mortifer. It's a ring of poison resistance. It requires attunement, apparently. Tick, do you want this ring?
You
I have
know,
another one.
I was just wondering if it would complement my outfit today or not. Maybe, you know what? Yes.
I think it looks like a ring of poison resistance would complement your outfit. Because Handuk already had one, so it's convenient that there's two of you and I have two extras.
Convenience is key. Thank you.
And Jorge is apparently immune to poison, right, Jorge?
Poison does not bother me.
Okay, you guys are in the town, in the city. What would you like to do?
Tick and I are going to go sell our collected gemstones. She says she knows how to do that. The boys are going to go to the bar.
Here's the thing. This is the absolute worst possible place in the entire known world to sell gems.
Do I seem like I would know that? No.
You'd find it out immediately the first second you started to talk to someone about the gems.
A comically oversized cart of gemstones comes rolling past.
This is where the gems are, originally mined and found. What you're holding are like the super shiny ones that have passed through 15 different hands to get to retail price. This is where they are purchased for pennies on the dollar.
I'm going to ask what that arena is.
Who are you asking?
Just like a person that's nearby.
All right, make a check.
What kind?
Charisma, basic charisma check. Investigation.
11 would be my charisma. If it's also an 11 for investigation.
Okay. They look at you. How are you dressed again?
Like normally, but like elvishly.
Yeah, they look at you, recoil slightly, but politely just nod and walk away.
Well, that's rude. They're not very civilized here either, I'll tell Tick.
This is a very ordered society, and you look like a person from the wild. I mean, the group of you as a group stand out quite a bit. You see everyone's in gray and tan and brown, and you guys are colorful, and you're each of you are different. You've got a very sort of homogenized, work-oriented place where the strong are here, the people that can do days and days of labor without breaking down are here. You guys stand out. There's zero doubt about it.
So, as Olizana and I walk towards where we would assume the bar was, where the boys is headed, dressed in my leather tinker's outfit, looking very poorly as well. With an 18 investigation, I would like to try to stop somebody to inquire about the arena as well.
Oh, well, I mean, tomorrow we're going to have, I mean, you're in luck. You're in luck. Tomorrow is the first Saturday of every month. And as we know, the first Saturday of every month is when the show of trust comes. And Zada will come out, and she will rely on the trust and faith of her people. She comes out, and we have no idea what she's going to fight. She's going to fight something in there. And she enters the arena entirely without weapon, without armor, without shield, without anything. And she resolves to only use the items that are gifted to her from the crowd. Whatever the crowd throws down to her is what she has to use in her battle. And this is how she makes sure that this city still wants her as its leader. It's an amazing experience. But before that, we'll have your regular, tiger versus alligator, and then we'll have a gladiator fight here and there. It's a whole day of it. It's quite a day, and you're very lucky to come here on.
What happens if she loses?
I have no idea. I have no idea. She has never lost. Clearly. I mean, she loses, she's dead. I guess we're finding someone else.
I will give thanks to this gentleman for the information and take Olazana off before they ask questions that get us thrown in the pit.
I mean, the pit sounds fun, right?
It most certainly does. And Olazana, we did bring weapons with us. Maybe if we toss her the winning blade, something pleasant will happen for us from there.
That guy bought them all. She can't have mine.
Well, I have an extra dagger. I don't use them very much anyway. Let's find the boys.
Do you all still have the cursed glaive?
Glaive?
The hex blade's cursed item.
Oh, his axe? No, it disappeared, right? We don't know where it is. That would be funny, though. Just like, here, have this axe. It's a bad fucking idea.
So, assuming that we made our way towards the tavern, we reunite with the party? Question mark?
So, okay, a couple of things. It's not so much a tavern as there are people who, there are a couple of different places. There are gambling halls. There are carts with spirits. They only come through at a certain period in the evening. They only give out so much of the spirits, ale, wine, or liquor, and they have a fixed price for it. They also will have a cart that comes around with a stew, and you basically pay for a bowl. Everyone gets the same portion. The gambling hall and the comfort girls station are the only other options. And now, if someone might want to reiterate the story of Zada Rib Splitter, but those are important.
Zada was given to the comfort hall by her father, the former lord of this place, and she ended up getting the Union's help and killing her father by splitting his ribs open and took control of this place at the tender age of 15 or something.
So, so that's the situation. It's not so much a gathering place like a normal town. It's more like find a spot to hunker down. The carts come through. The carts come through, and you can purchase your drink and your meal. They are very, very rigorous around portions and things like that.
Are there soldiers in this town at all?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so when we find these guys, are they around the soldiers that they were looking for?
Think of every person in here like a soldier.
Okay.
So they're working every day, but a lot of what they're doing, there's a smelting area, there's a blacksmith area, there's many of those. They are they are very much focused on metal and preparation of weapons, things like that. This is a place that is organizing for a campaign.
All right, I want to go to the gambling pit. Is it an open air gambling pit?
It's open air, and really it's just taking bets for tomorrow's activities.
There's no actual cards or anything?
What are the activities that they're taking bets on?
There are 5 bets to be made, and it is red or green, either one. You don't find out which until the next day. Someone quickly explains to you that Zada is always red and always goes last. But other than that, you really don't know who you're betting on.
So it's like Roman chariot racing. There's no cards going on anywhere?
No cards. Nope. Nope.
That really screws up my plans.
What if we went to one of the carts and started buying a few meals? Would that be red
No, we
flag
can.
city?
I'll try to persuade somebody into talking.
I mean, that seems like, the carts are going through the entire thing. The guy who drives the cart is actually the guy that we want to talk to.
Which cart?
The
food and drink cart. There's 2 different carts.
The food and drink
right?
cart?
I mean, really, there are many more than that.
Yep.
So
We want the... I'm hungry.
Well, let's split
right
up
now,
into
my
2.
character is hungry.
there is a beer cart. There is a spirits cart. There is a wine cart. You are carefully tracked. You get one portion of spirits, one portion of food, non-negotiable. That is what you get.
But can you buy more than one if you have the money?
No, you cannot.
Oh, damn.
So it's sounding like we need to put our wagon somewhere in the line to make sure that when they come down that they pass us to feed the hungry bellies and gather the bit of information we are looking for as they do.
Yeah, that sounds good. We ought to, yeah, exactly. Just get some people buying some soup, talking to the guy. We each take our persuasion check, our investigation check.
You're talking to the cart, one of the cart owners?
Yeah, we go to every cart. Every single cart that comes by.
Well, they come to you. Yeah.
Okay, and yep.
Okay. What are you asking?
Okay, what are we going to start asking? Okay, well, I got some ideas myself. All right. So, Mr. Cart Driver, how you doing?
Portion? Yes.
Yes, portion, please.
How many people in your party?
Oh, how many are we? Tell me, what do you think about this weather?
He just looks at you, completely stone-faced. Not interested in any chit-chat.
We just
So-
rolled into North Korea, guys.
He is done when he's given everyone a portion, and that's when he's done, and he'd prefer to be done as soon as he can.
This is a town full of soldiers, right?
Okay, somebody
I
persuade him
mean,
up.
it is a town of workers who will
Where's the
become
problem?
soldiers. They will when this city goes to war, they will
All right, well, look,
farmers
this is what
turning
I'm doing.
to
Where's the
soldiers.
brothel? They seem like they're going to be chattier than this cart guy.
I take a gold piece, a single gold piece, and I start spinning it around like a top on his cart. I'm like, look at that gold piece. Look at that gold piece. What's he do?
Nothing.
All right, I put my hand back down on the gold piece and I say, okay, just give me 5 portions.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to send Pogo, my familiar, off to go eavesdrop on soldiers. As long as he stays within a mile of me, I have constant telepathic communication with him. And as soon as he could get somewhere, he's going to turn invisible and just eavesdrop and see what he can figure out.
I'm
Seems
going
like
to
a
tell
lot.
Jorge that I have something for him to see, and then I'm going to catch Tick's attention and lead them off to find a brothel.
I also just want to know, as the guy was giving the rations on a 19 perception, his body language and mannerisms, if he appeared to be being watched and that's why he wouldn't communicate, or if he strictly just didn't want to speak to us, was just wanted to get it over with and move on.
So what was your role again?
19.
Yeah, so it's a good question. You get the sense that this guy, he's got a job to do. He's trying to do it as quickly and as efficiently as possible to get back to not doing this.
Okay. All right, so I will follow Olazana once she grabs attention.
We're going to go show the Warforged a brothel. It seems interesting.
Not sure I'm familiar with the concept.
Oh, you're going to love it.
I'm sure he got the right tools for it.
Yeah, we're not bringing Handuk to the brothel. He can stay with.
Oh, I'm gonna help these people. They need help. I'm gonna help.
Bring Handuk places.
No, I'll be good. I won't try to teach them the right way of being and all that stuff and give them the Matrian oath.
Yeah, the workers at the brothel seem like they're likely to be more gossipy about what's going on.
Definitely.
So let's.
All right.
go
Here's how this works. You walk into it's an outdoor area. There are tents behind an area. You walk up to a host. She says, "How many?"
Him. I will point at Jorge.
I just here to watch.
Oh, I'm there.
Hmm?
I'm there. Make sure you include me in there.
Who's bringing this guy with?
Not organized that way at all. You have to think of it as a front desk. You pay, you go into another area. You cannot see what is back behind that area.
5, ma'am. There are 5 of us.
I'm there. I have to be there.
It's 5 gold pieces.
Tick will pull 5 gold from her bag.
Handuke's acting like he doesn't want to be there, but he really wants to be there.
Okay, you move into the next room, and there are about 20 workers sitting around very quietly, sitting and waiting. Every 5 minutes, like clockwork, a woman will walk out, point to the next person, bring them in every 5 minutes.
Wow. That's romantic.
You notice that no one ever walks back out this way. This must be a one-way entrance. You go back there, but it's like clockwork. Every 5 minutes, there is someone else goes in.
I would like to go towards the end of the line, dears, if you don't mind.
I'm pretty sure Hori's going first.
Well, Lozana, I'm not quite sure I understand. Are we? What have we paid for here? I don't.
Oh,
I'm not familiar with this.
you'll get told. It'll be fun.
Hello, ma'am. What? I believe one, please.
There's no one to talk to.
Oh, I'm just standing at the front of the line, I guess.
You're in a waiting area.
Oh, okay. Is it like I'm like separate from the party now,
No, we're all together.
or is it like a big waiting room?
I feel like we're in a hotel waiting room lobby sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to start talking to people.
I'm just looking around.
Yeah, I
very
want to go
confused,
in.
Extremely confused.
Yeah, I won't talk, but you persuasive types should talk.
I want to go in with my prostitute as soon as possible.
Mortifer's like, I'm first.
Okay, finally it is your turn, Mortifer. You are brought to the back room. There are 3 brawny individuals that look at you and they say, weapons, ?
Yeah, I hand them over my daggers.
Armor.
I'm not. Am I wearing any? Oh yeah, I guess I take off my leather.
Okay. Right. They basically take anything that could be dangerous from you.
Oh, that's fine.
Shuffle you through the next tent flap, and there are 4 men in front of you, and you see what appears to be a cleric of some sort doing a health check.
Okay.
Every 5 minutes, another one of you will go through. Mortifer, you get your health check.
I turn my head and cough.
Okay, so any magical effects, any buffs, any of those things would be removed. It doesn't sound like you guys had any of that stuff, but you'd also be cured for disease. Any lingering poison effects would be cured, and you are inspected for safety, and you move on.
All right.
Okay. You move to the next room, the next hallway, and you see there are a number of different tent flaps. You see that one of the tent flaps is open.
All right, I go inside.
Okay. Make a save. Save versus charm.
What is that? Charisma?
That is a charisma save, yes.
All right.
So DC 17.
All right, I'm feeling lucky, so I'll use a luck point. And I do not save.
Okay. So,
Tell
me about you.
Let me tell you about my intention first, Mr. World. My intention was to never for any carnal pleasure. I just wanted to be held. And I wanted to try to talk this girl up while she's holding me. Kind of like the Unsullied and the prostitution house in the Game of Thrones. That was my full intention.
Uh-huh. So, okay, that's fine. You are in a zone of truth.
All right.
And she says, so, tell me about you.
Well, my name is Mort Lupus.
Mhm.
I grew up in my cousin's house. I generally served them dinner and looked over the house staff, and
Mm.
I'm quite lonely. Never really had any friends. I just want to be held. I never get human touch.
That does sound tough. How do you feel about that?
I feel bitter at my father for
Mm.
losing everything. Can you give me a hug?
Well, maybe we'll see how that goes. So, tell me more. Why did you come here tonight?
Because I wanted to talk. I'm a
did you-
bit confused about the world. I'm a bit confused about what's going on here.
What did you want to talk about?
Do I get another save if I don't want to really
No,
let
you're in
go?
the zone of truth, dude.
Oh,
Zone of truth.
I wanted to know what was going on with this whole armament of everything that's happening. Oh!
Hmm.
Can I be held now?
Are you interested in joining the army?
No.
Okay.
I'm
So
interested
why
in
are you interested about it if you don't want to join?
there's profit to be made.
Profit. How would you profit?
We profited by selling you guys a bunch of short bows.
But that was at the front gate. Why are you here?
Because I want to be held. And I want to talk.
Hmm.
That's all I wanted.
What else would you like to talk about?
You. How do you feel about everything? Since you obviously put me under a spell.
How do I feel about everything? Great question. Really is a great question. I mean, how do any of us feel about anything? Am I right? I mean, I think back to you and your father. And father relationships can really be complicated, can't they?
Oh, yes, they can.
Boy, they can.
Mine lost everything.
Tell me more about how he lost everything.
Oh, well, he was a gambler and a drunkard and a womanizer. Man, he left my mother many a nights to go sully the wenches and gamble and drink his life away, my siblings' life away.
That has to be hard for you.
It is hard. How did you end up here? Will you tell me about yourself? I do not even know your name, lovely lady.
Make a save.
Versus what?
Charisma.
Oh, I got a good one. 24.
Okay. She appears to be attempting to calm your emotions.
I'm actually quite calm.
And then she says, "It has truly been a pleasure. I hope you and your father find some peace." And an armed, brawny fellow ushers you out of the room. You feel like had you failed that save, you would be walking out very calm and relaxed, feeling much better than when you came in. But you are now escorted out. You are handed all of your items back, and you are out of the back of the process.
Wow, that was quite horrible. I feel like I was ripped off.
It all lasted about 5 minutes or so.
And I never even got my hug.
You did not get your hug.
Tick just got ripped off for 1 gold piece.
Okay. So, who's next?
Jorge.
Yeah, I guess I was just sitting in line.
I'll push Jorge to forward when they come in and call for the next person.
Okay. Each of you go through the process. If you are immune to these charms, you are immune, but you will not get any information. This is a fully organized process. They will be happy to listen to you, and you will get a nice calm emotions spell at the end, and you will be ushered out all within 5 minutes. Would anyone else like to go through?
Sure, I'll go through.
Okay, you're immune to charm spells?
Yeah.
Okay, then you betray no information, you get no information, and you're out in 5 minutes.
I don't even get any questions to trick out of them?
Nope.
Place a bummer. Also, I told them that the reason we came is because I wanted to see if the metal guy what he would do with the whore, because I thought it would be funny.
Yep. Yeah, no response to that. You see a slight, maybe bristle at the terminology you used.
Heads up, I'll be busy for 5 minutes.
Okay. Any of you that wishes to go will get that treatment. If you are not immune to charm, you will be questioned. So make your own decision.
I shall not go.
Yeah, I'm probably good.
There's no possibility of talking to the people in the waiting room.
Yeah, you could talk to people in the waiting room, sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to focus my attention.
Okay.
So hello, my friend. I am a traveler and merchant in this town. How do you do?
Boy, I'm tired. I mean, I almost didn't make my my quota today. I almost didn't make it.
Tell me, what type of work do you do?
Well, I'm a hauler. Yeah, I haul the actually today I had to haul the ash out, which is like my least favorite one of these jobs. But sometimes, you haul the stone, sometimes you haul the ash, sometimes you haul the wood. Ash, I thought I would like it because it's not as heavy, obviously, but it just gets into your
Gets in your lungs.
into your lungs and your eyes.
Yes.
Once you start sweating, it starts sticking and itching. It's the worst.
Wait, let me tell you something.
And
I'm actually a doctor. Did you know that? I can actually I can help you.
Well, they're going to help me. That's one of the great things about coming here is you come here, you go through, you come out feeling good as new. I mean, it's great. What
That's
else
great.
could you ask for? At the end of
It sounds like you work very hard. And I'll tell you, what are you guys working on? So it's like you have everything you need, but what exactly are you working on so hard? And as it's incredibly amazing to see a whole society in lockstep to create something. And the question is, what are you creating? It's amazing.
I'm too tired to even think about stuff like that, to be honest. I do what my boss tells me. He does what the foreman tells him. Then there's the supervisor. Supervisor, talks to the manager. Manager talks to the vice president of hauling. And somewhere, Zada is up there telling them what to do.
Right. Has it always been like this? So working so hard?
Here?
Yeah. Has it always been like this?
I mean, I got here. He looks like he's about 35, 38, something like that. He says, I got here 3 years ago. I just couldn't take it in Matria anymore. I just wanted to get out. I had to get out. So I did some exploring, But 3 years ago I came here and found good work, good work every day. I could know I did something. That's
steady work.
That's not something I could do at home.
Now, wait. Now you say you're from Matria. Did you ever take the Matrian oath?
Of course, I took the Matrian oath. I was raised in Matria. So I came here 3 years ago. That was, I left on my 18th birthday, as we do. So I walked around, explored for a bit. Even having a couple nights in Broadwalk, but so expensive. But they were hiring.
Now, let me tell you something. Would you ever think about going back to Broadwalk?
If I ever make it. I feel like if I made it, I know that the supervisors, if I can just make it to supervisor,
but wait, listen to this. Listen, I got an idea for you.
They get one night every month they get to go to Broadwalk.
Well, listen. Okay, listen to this. What if I gave you 12 gold pieces and you could go to Broadwalk for the next year, but you got to do something for me?
I'm listening.
Well, what I want you to do is I just want you to be my friend. And I want you to just kind of keep an eye on things around the town. And I'll start with, I'll give you 3 gold pieces now. You just got to help me out a little bit.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. All right. I got a 13.
Okay. He's listening.
So anyway, here's 3 gold pieces. And what's your name, friend?
Well, my name is Jensen Munger.
Well, Jensen, I'll tell you what. I'm going to call you Jensen from Matria from now on.
Well, don't say that too loud around here.
Yeah, I know. I know somebody who's from Matria.
I mean, I don't want to be thought of as like, you know what they call guys around here that are from Matria?
What do they call them?
Mother. I don't want to.
Oh, that's rough. Okay.
Mother Matria. I just don't want to be there. I don't want to deal with that.
Well, Jensen, just keep your eyes open for me, and then I might come back to you, and then I'll tell you what. I'll give you another 3 gold pieces, and you can go to Broadwalk some more, huh?
That sounds amazing. As soon as I make it the supervisor, I'll have a day off every month. I can go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the most important thing is just keep your eyes out, That's the most important thing.
I certainly will, friend. What's your name?
My name is John Jimmerman.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll see you later. And I leave the brothel.
And he's called on next, and he goes through the process. All right. You see him walking around with a goofy grin on his face 5 minutes later. knowing that he just went in the zone of truth and was probably questioned about everything he knows.
I told him my name was John Jimmerman. He doesn't.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't recognize me. Let's get out of here.
Nightfall comes. The next morning, you see everyone is heading down towards the arena.
Sorry I missed that. How did everybody else's thing go? Anybody really spill the beans?
No.
So as we see these people moving, I would like to try to grab somebody on the way. I'll roll the nat 20 on perception to try to grab somebody on their way. I just want to ask them how to get into the fight. Like if you wanted to enter. Yeah.
It's a good question. And they point to a booth near the entrance to where you can start to find a place to sit. And there is an organizer there. Now, you wouldn't be able to enter today, but once per month they have these events, and you could sign up for a future event.
Fantastic.
Jeez, they won't even let us into the thing.
Well, we could go in and watch. We just can't enter the competition.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
$17.
Looks up and down at you and says, I'll tell you what. If we have an injury, we have a cancellation. I don't think we have any cancellations, but if we have an injury, or, if the alligator eats the lion back in the cage before they get out here for whatever reason, we can put you on the reserve list.
Oh, no. Heavens me, dear. Not for me. For my friend here. Points to Olazana.
Well, okay. We can put you on the reserve list. Can't guarantee what the matchup would be, the level of difficulty, but we can put you on that reserve list and call you if anything happens.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
Right. Olazana, you are beckoned, and they take you over to sort of a prep area, and you see 4 sort of barbarian gladiator types, and they're sort of prepping, they're getting loosened up, they are sharpening their weapons, they are essentially preparing for the event.
Oh, I got a question,
Okay.
Mr. World. Pogo being out all night listening to people, did he glean any information from any soldiers or anything?
Yeah, so the chatter, here's what you get. The chatter is, this is going to be the last one before we ride. Do you really think we should be doing this? All right, let me just go through it. All right, you overhear this conversation. So, this is going to really disrupt production. Yeah, but it's going to open up an entirely new area, and they say this place is like unlimited wood supply. All of the best wood in the world is here. We'll have access to all of it. You think about, like, if we expand into that area, we can all be like supervisors. Yeah, I know, but like, what if a bunch of people die and then we have less people to do the work here? Like, everyone is working their tail off right now, and they're barely moving as fast as she wants to go. If we lose people, yeah, but she knows what she's doing. This has got to be worth it. Like, and there's always more people coming from Matria. We can always get more people. They're that's the easiest thing in the world to get, is to replace all these people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the weapons, like, are we sure this quality is good? Like, we're moving really fast, but are we sure the quality is good? Look, it's a numbers game. If we throw enough of them out there, from what I've heard, it's just a bunch of like code people or something. Like, it's nonsense. We're just going to run right through that place. They'll probably just flee when they see us. I don't think anybody's going to get killed. I don't know. I hope you're right. Anyway, tomorrow will be the last one before we ride. It's going to be awesome. If we can expand, like, we could be rich.
All right, I'll let these guys know exactly what Pogo heard. Actually, what I'm hearing, because I can perceive through his senses. What do these people look like?
They are your.
Are they soldiers?
Those were more. I would just call them brawny types. They're worker types, but maybe they are a little too big to fit into the mines. So they more are like organizers to make sure everybody else keeps moving.
They're the common thugs that are everywhere.
I wouldn't call them thugs. They're more like order keepers.
All right, we need to leave, guys, soon before we get conscripted.
It sounds like they're getting ready to really, like, leave this place and march away.
Yeah. And this seems like the type of person that'll just like grab you up and force press you into being in their army.
Yep. Also, I mean, I could do a clairvoyance on this area from a distance, just to like it, if we want to know when they're running out of here or whatever. So they're going to the forest.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, they're fighting the frog people, the bullywugs.
Oh, the guy might be right. They're going to just run away or just get destroyed. Yeah, it's one or the other.
Yep.
The question is anybody going to try to stop these guys? I mean, because I can tell you, Maitreya has no army, so it's not like it's like 125-year-old people are going to come up here and start defending the forest or something, Oh, Tick, just so you know, everybody from Maitreya is like at least 65 to 125 years old.
And their young people are feeding these people.
Don't ask me how it actually works. That's for the World Master.
It's as a cleric, you should know.
Can I roll insight to
come on.
figure out if any of these people are good at fighting?
Your barbarians?
Yeah.
Yeah, your other gladiators? What
Yeah.
are you trying to do?
Figure out if any of them seem like they're any good.
Oh, let's see. What would that be? Let me think about this.
I was thinking insight.
Yeah, I guess insight or investigation, whichever is better for you.
I got a 17 on my insight.
Okay, so you got a natural 17.
Yeah. That's my result, is a 17.
They all look like they're, in that third level ish area. Maybe one is a fifth level.
Okay.
All right. Okay. First call, and you see Olazani. You see it first. Just below you, there's sort of a walkway out of a mine shaft, and you see a mountain lion and it is like a badger, something like a badger. They're led out they're let go. You can't quite see what's going on. Everyone else can see this. The badger has a green tie around its neck, and the mountain lion has a red one. And you would think this would be a really quick fight, but in reality, every time the cougar tries to attack, the badger is ferocious, like crazy ferocious. They are set in a very small space where they're fighting, and you hear about half of the crowd is cheering every time the mountain lion makes a good attack, and the other half cheer every time the badger attacks. After 3 minutes or so, finally the mountain lion dispatches the badger. Half of the crowd is wildly happy. The other half is dejected. Okay. Next, the two of the gladiators are pulled out at random, one given a green sash and the other given a red sash. They're pushed out. One of them has a spear, the other one has a short sword, and they begin to fight. Red has the spear, green has the short sword. They fight, they dance around, they take much longer than the animals did. And what you see is slowly, after about 5 minutes, the crowd gets impatient, and you start to see small, fistful sized rocks thrown at them, mostly at their feet at first, sort of pushing them to engage in a battle. Eventually, the spear guy lunges, the other guy dodges, swipes down at the spear, knocking it out of his hand, and is ready to finish him. But the spear guy rolls away and tries to draw the guy away from the spear. At that point, more rocks are thrown, and this looks like people are actually trying to hit the unarmed fella with the rocks. But then you start to see that rocks are being thrown at the other guy, and you wonder: are people that bet on green throwing at the spear guy, and are people who bet on red throwing at the short sword guy? You're not sure. You couldn't prove it, but it seems to be heading that direction. Finally, the short sword guy is distracted. The spear guy runs around, picks his spear back up, and is ready to throw it at the short sword guy. Just then, he is hit in the head with a rock, crumples down. The short sword guy steps in and finishes them off. That's the end of it.
Was it an actual fight to the death?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, it was. One of the gladiators at this point starts looking nervous. Hosanna.
I'm going to look at him and say that maybe it'll be me and him next. And roll intimidate.
Well, you're a reserve.
Yep, I know.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I got a 17 on my intimidate.
17?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm still just like a small elvish girl. I'm not particularly intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah, rolled an 18. He looks and he says, I hope so. Okay. Next, you see coming out of the tunnel below, you see what is it? You see a wild boar trot out with a red tie on around one of its tusks, and the guy that you had talked to intimidate, one of the gladiator masters tells him to get over here, hands him a green sash, sends him out.
I'm gonna tell them they think you're only worth a pig.
So, all right, he goes out. He's got a short sword, but in his other hand he's got a dagger, and he's probably wishing he had a spear at this point. And he dodges a couple of different charges from the boar, gets a couple of slashes in as he dodges out of the way. But then the boar actually gores him and is just tearing into him on the ground until the guy picks up his dagger, which had fallen to the ground, and stabs the boar right in the side of the neck. Blood is everywhere. You can't tell which is the boar's blood. You can't tell which of it is the gladiator's blood. People finally come out, move the dead boar off of the guy, and he stumbles away. His huge gash in his leg, but he's alive.
Do they bring him over by us again?
No. Yeah, they do.
I'm
And
gonna laugh at him and tell him he almost got killed by a pig.
okay. All right. Are you going to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Next fight, two other gladiators are brought out. They have a battle. One of them has a net and a trident, and the other person has a huge two-handed sword. It's very it's one of those fights where the one guy is trying to take huge swipes at the other. The net is not particularly useful, but it does at one point get thrown on the sword just long enough for the trident to go right through the guts of the two-handed sword wielder. And that one is done. There are 3 gladiators left. You are one of them. Would you like to do anything now?
So how many fights have there been? There's been 4.
There have been 4 fights.
So
No,
the
wait.
next person fights Zara.
2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, so this is the final fight. And you see from below, out of the tunnel, comes a full-sized grizzly bear. Bear is brought out. It has a green sash on it. The bear is brought out into the middle of the pit and let go. And then you hear horns blow. Whole production, a fully nude Zada rib splitter, very petite. This looks like, just waifish figure walks out completely nude and stares at the grizzly bear. And at this point, you start to see people in the crowd just cheering like mad. They are just going crazy. And slowly you start to see things like a buckler, some gauntlets, some boots, there are short swords being thrown into the pit. You see that essentially this is a way for people to show their love for her, and also for her to show, that she's only there to lead them because they allow her to lead. Thoughts? Just taking it all in?
I mean, I'm like by these other two jerks. I don't know what the rules are here.
We're in North Korea. I'll throw in a dagger.
Okay. You throw in a dagger? Okay.
I tell these two gladiators that they're lucky that she and I don't get to kill them today.
You see the bear goes to attack her. She runs away. You notice that there are no rocks being thrown this time. She runs away and starts to scoop up certain items as she runs around. This bear is fast though. Like she's barely evading the bear while she picks up things here and there. Okay, so as this plays out, she seems to mostly be picking up daggers that are thrown. And as the bear gets very close to her, you'll see just as a move, she evades and sticks the knife or the dagger into the bear and then moves away. And the bear keeps going, keeps coming at her, and she'll grab another dagger and stick it in the bear as it almost gets her. The bear finally just slows down and stops chasing her. It's probably got 7 or 8 daggers in it at this point. She hasn't put on any armor yet, by the way. And finally, she looks over and sees a pickaxe that was thrown. And everyone cheers like mad. And she finally walks over to the bear, who is slowed, stopped, and she takes 2 swings with this pickaxe. One from the side, across the side of the pickaxe, hits the side of the head of the bear, and then swings it around her head and comes right down behind its skull, right into the top of its neck with the sharp end of the pickaxe, putting this 10-foot tall, 11-foot tall grizzly bear down. Crowd goes wild. Everyone is happy. Doesn't look like she has a scratch on her. She's got bear blood on her. She's got dirty feet. She waves to everyone and walks back into the tunnel. And that's the end of the arena.
I'm curious, what happens to all the weapons? Are they being collected and drug out?
Yep, they are being collected and drug out.
So it's like a double tax, not only military tax, but these people are throwing in weapons to arm their army. I love this town.
Does an 18 Arcana check reveal if there's any magic in play in the arena? Like if they used any sort of illusions or anything like that?
No, an Arcana check would not do that. No, it's a good thought, but it would not do that.
Okay.
If I cast a detect evil spell, would anybody be alerted to my casting of that?
Not right now. I mean, the crowd is in sort of frenzy.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to cast detect evil while this whole jamboree is going off. And do I get anything coming up?
But what's the range on that?
Let's see here. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have to look at the book. Page 231. It says self. 30 feet. 30 feet. I'll try weasel my way down closer if I can.
You get a couple of people ring out as evil. Yes.
In the crowd, but not Zeta.
No, you were nowhere even close to 30 feet from her.
Okay.
Yeah, not even close.
All right.
And it was very blatantly noticed that she was only going for the daggers.
Yeah, it was almost performative. Like she was selecting of the things that were thrown, how she wanted to take on this creature, sort of improvising with what she was given. It very much feels like a performance. Not to say that the bear wasn't deadly, but it's an act of faith and trust she gives with the crowd. The crowd returns it, gives her a bunch of options. Of those options, if she's given these kind of things, she knows that she can get out of this. So she then has her performance aspect of it.
And she goes after the finesse weapons, and the rest of the weapons get gathered up to be taken to the army. I think she's a rogue.
Okay. That is that. I'll tell you what, we're at almost 2 hours. Let's cut it here. I think you've gotten a lot of information. Doesn't feel like there was a lot of action, but you've actually gotten a lot today. So I want you to reflect on that. Come next week with a plan. You see where this is headed. You've gotten a taste of what this place is like. Let's break here.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone.